Oh! 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 No! Fuck Kumas! No! Cliffhanger! I lost! Hey guys, how's it going? Too Lazy for Life here, back at you again with another episode of Unlimited Blade Works. We're on episode 21 now. Last episode was probably the best episode of the series I've seen so far. Episode 20 was absolutely jam-packed with action, feels, plot twists, shock moments, hype moments. It was an absolute masterfully crafted episode. It was probably one of the best episodes of any series I've seen to date. Not just from this series, but just from any series. That episode was freaking amazing. Archer versus Shiro, and those two were duking it out in Unlimited Blade Works, exchanging not only physical blows, but also their Reddit opinions, trying to force the other opinion upon the other person, and trying to make them believe in a new way of life, and trying not to get their own opinion torn apart, right? Because to believe somebody else's opinion, to acknowledge and accept somebody else's opinion, means you're somewhat accepting and realizing that your own opinion is wrong. Yeah, because that's how opinions work, right? That's how opinions on the internet lead to 500 post rants and wars and triggered weebs arguing amongst themselves, because nobody seems to understand how opinions work and how discussions work. Not even in real life do people understand that you can have a different opinion to somebody else, and all the other person needs to do is acknowledge that that person's opinion is different. You're not acknowledging that the person's opinion is right or not. You're acknowledging the opinion itself is different to yours. As long as you can acknowledge that and accept that, but still keep to your own beliefs, that's fine. The whole world can continue running smoothly. But no, most people in life are like these two in this fucking episode. They just keep yelling at each other, keep spamming each other with their own fucking opinions, trying to shove it down the other person's throat and not give them an edge way, a words way of trying to let their own opinion try and get shoved down your throat. Because to let their opinion get shoved down your throat means your own opinion becomes invalid. That's just such stupid way of thinking, man. I honestly just don't get it, all right? That is just something to this day that I cannot stand, which is the reason why I try to devoid myself and stay clear of having discussions that are very, very opinionated based, because somewhere down the line there's going to be that one person, that one edgelord that just wants his opinion heard above everyone else's and wants his opinion to be essentially the one true god, and doesn't want to accept or acknowledge anyone else's differing views. Because that's basically what these two were doing. Just because you are right doesn't mean you are correct. Water is wet. The sky is blue. People are happy when they're happy. People are sad when they are sad. People die when they are killed. Man, this guy, man, Shiro is one hell of a philosopher. He's like the philosopher of the century. Holy crap. I don't think I mentioned that at the end of last episode's discussion about the whole just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct. It's so right and yet so wrong at the same time. It fucking triggers me how Shiro says all of his goddamn quotes. It's just so freaking retarded. Oh my god. And yeah, Kirei last episode died so suddenly. Lancer just skewered him, which I thought was an absolute shock moment. I'm still not too happy about that. And Shinji's still alive. I'm again not too happy about that. And yeah, Saber just stood there and watched it all, and I guess she also learnt a few things as well while listening to those two bicker amongst each other. And in the end, Shiro finally grew some balls. He finally regained his resolve, and he said, even though my life is dripping with hypocrisy, even though what I find at the end of the line, at the end of my journey is nothing but suffering, even though the end result is not what I had wanted, as long as I made the decision to go down that path that I strived towards, then my life was not a mistake. My dream, my ideal is not a mistake. Those words, man, that talk he had, it just hit me in the feels so damn hard. Everything he says is true. Live life with no regrets, alright? Just like Iskandar says. A life full of regrets is just a meaningless life that you lived wrong. You should always live life with no regrets. And I think Saber needs to learn that lesson as well from having listened to these two and also King of Conquerors. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. Let's get on with this episode. Let's go. Oh, damn! Did Shiro just shatter Archer's blades? I can't stand to look at you anymore. Why can't you see that you are wrong? I mean, yeah, what Archer's saying is true. You can't save everybody. I get what Archer's saying, but at the same time, these two are talking about completely different things. One is saying that the end result is not what you want. So therefore, give up now while you're ahead. The other guy's like, I don't give a shit if the end result is not what I want. This is what I chose to do. I'm just gonna go dive right head first into it. I'm gonna smack my head into that wall regardless of outcome. Alright, so that's the reason why these two can't get along. But yeah, as I was saying, one person is thinking about the end result of their ideals, justifying whether it's correct or not. The other person is saying just because the end result isn't what you wanted doesn't mean the path you chose was a mistake. One is basically talking about it's not about the end result, it's about the journey. The other person is talking about the end result, it's not about the journey. Oh, damn! Fucking Shiro's got some moves now! I know that haggard look all too well. The man whose spirit has never been broken. Who never gives up. Archer somewhere along the way lost track of himself. He was just filled with too much regret and spite. And now this younger Shiro is making him remember just why he became a champion of justice. Yeah, remain true to what you believe in. Live life with no regrets. I once had a dream. Both were correct. Both of them were correct. The outcome was not what I had wished for. Oh, is Saber finally making peace with herself? Oh, Saber actually learned something from this. Goddamn Redditors! You fucking... You two are just some fucking couple of Redditors right here. My dream isn't a mistake. You're not dead, right? What? Oh my god, Archer just took that like a champ. It's like, just a flesh wound. What the fuck? Oh my god, he's still just completely normal. It's like, just a scratch. It's not like I don't have like a 9-inch blade just impaled right into my abdomen. Oh! Oh! It's your job to defeat him. No! Why are you still here? There are many number of methods. You fed on human souls? Oh! Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Kirei's got some fucking ghouls in the basement? This whole fucking war has been a scam! This Holy Grail war is just one big false advertisement. Holy shit. Saber's... Oh my god. Saber's learning about all of this now? Oh, Saber's just being... Saber's... Oh! Saber's realizing everything now. It's been a sham. Ever since Zero till now, it's all been a sham. I still don't know what that is. Please, Gil, explain to me what that is. And also, I thought Gilgamesh got reincarnated. I learned the Grail's true nature. It's truly rubbish. The Holy Grail is a gateway to hell? The Grail had already been polluted. That is one of the great evils of mankind. Yeah, I'm here to destroy the world. Eradication of all humans in this era. I still don't... even with Gilgamesh explaining all of this again, I mean, this was all essentially said in Fate Zero. He's now essentially re-explaining it all for anyone that's just watched Unlimited Blade Works for the first time. But... the fuck? He's gonna let him go? I've slain my real target. I'll call it a day. That's the second time Gil's just let them leave in the Einspurn castle. Oh, great. And what the fuck are you still doing here? You're such a useless dumbass! Hey! Gilgamesh is just taking it? Yeah, your buddy's dead. Ah, get fucked, Shinji! Get fucked! Ah! Oh. Oh. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! 一番大事な戦いなんだから、一番大事なものをかけなくちゃね。Oh, god damn it, with the blindside smack in the face. What an episode, guys. What an episode. Oh, as if last episode wasn't already mind-blowing enough. This episode continued to blow my fucking load all over the screen, the desk, the keyboard, everything. My load was just blown wide open. The fucking fight between Archer and Shiro continued. Archer slowly realized that the person he was looking back at was his younger self, his much more naive, blissfully ignorant younger self, full of hope, full of willpower, full of determination, all of that he had lost gradually along the way through millennia of being summoned as a counter guardian to clean up humanity's mess. And eventually he got so depressed and sick about it that he was filled with so much regret and spite, he completely lost himself along the way and forgot what it truly meant to become a champion of justice and the dream that he was striving towards achieving on behalf of Kiritsugu. Like I said during the episode itself, you have two people on opposite ends of the spectrum trying to argue their opinions with one another, their ideals. Basically two Redditors trying to shove their opinions down each other's throats. You had, on one side, Archer, who believes that it's not about the journey, it's about the end result, okay? It's not about the friends you make along the way, it's about what you see at the end of the road. And then Shiro on the other side, who believes the opposite. It's not about the end result, it's about the friends you make along the way. It's about the journey. You know, that sad fucking cringy as shit saying that people always tell you about. The end result isn't what you've always expected. But you got one guy who believes in the end, one guy who believes in the trek towards the end. And both of them are hell-bent on believing that their way of life is right. And to believe the other person's way of life is right means that your way of life is somewhat wrong. Again, I've already explained this to you at the beginning before this episode started. That's not how really you should interpret opinions. Just acknowledge that their way of life is how they want to view it. You have your way of how you want to view it. You acknowledge that their opinion is different, but that's as far as you go. You don't need to fucking acknowledge, okay, anything else more to try and end up fooling yourself and, you know, breaking your own resolve and your own beliefs. But I guess this is a special case for Archer because he's looking at himself. So to try and change younger Shiro's way of thinking, his way of life, could potentially help remedy his own future suffering. And, you know, that's basically, Archer's got a very biased agenda right now with the way he's trying to teach Shiro, because it's himself and he's sick and tired of suffering right now in the future as a counter guardian. So he's trying to force himself to change. So I can totally see why, you know, these two will not see eye to eye ever, because they both have a very specific agenda to try and shove down the other person's throats. Or mainly Archer trying to shove down Shiro's throat, because he's on a hell-bent mission. And during that entire time, Saber, man, she got a huge strike of revelation that what Archer was saying and what Shiro was saying it's basically a self-reflection of herself. I've even said it before that Shiro and Saber seem to be very much alike, which is ironic because Shiro wants to be like Kiritsugu. So therefore, Saber is very much like Kiritsugu. And that's kind of funny because then Kiritsugu was the very person that Saber hated back in Fate Zero, which, it's just all freaking, it's a mess, man. It's just all irony. Fucking irony left and right. So, even Saber's just dripping with hypocrisy and who she likes and what she aspires to be and what she hates to be. And it's like, oh, God, too much. I don't want to go into, I'm not going to dive into all of that. You guys get the point. It's just a whole fucking shit fest right now. And, yeah, she eventually, I think, came to terms with herself. She made peace with herself that, you can't save everybody. The end result wasn't what I had wanted, but hey, I did some other good things along the way before I reached the end, right? My life wasn't a complete sham, and I chose to go on this life, therefore I should just die with it and be happy with no regrets. I didn't make any mistakes along the way. This was just how life was to have panned out for me, and I should just roll with it. So I'm glad Saber, I guess, managed to eventually come to terms that she doesn't need to wish upon the Grail for such a stupid thing anymore, or at least that's what I interpreted. I hope that's what Saber learned from it. So Shiro and Archer have indirectly saved Saber. So Shiro saved Archer, I think, because Archer now has finally accepted his younger self. He's no longer trying to reject his past and trying to kill himself. So Shiro managed to save Archer, and in the process, he also saved Saber. So that's pretty cool. And then even if Saber didn't learn anything from that, Gilgamesh came in for round 2, and then Gilgamesh is like, I'm gonna mind break you some more, Saber. As if you didn't get your mind blown enough, I'm gonna blow it up some more. Hey, guess what? All this time, this Holy Grail War was a massive sham. Kirei told me back in the church in Fate Zero, and I even saw it for myself at the end of Fate Zero. And yeah, it's a massive sham. So this Grail that you've been chasing this entire time is a joke. So ha ha ha, sucks to be you. And then Saber's face when she fucking got told all of that and realized it. Oh man, Saber must be so confused right now. And yeah, Gilgamesh, right? He got reincarnated. I'm pretty sure that's what was mentioned at the end of Zero. He got incarnation. So he got given flesh and blood again. It's as if he was reborn into the modern world. So why does he still need mana? Why is he still a spirit? Like, shouldn't he just be a normal human being? And therefore, he can just eat food and live like a normal person? Why on earth is he sucking the life out of all of those? I don't know what they are. Are they just... Kirei's got some fucking skeletons in the basement of his church, and Gilgamesh has just been feeding off of them, off of their life force for the last 10 years. Oh my god. Gilgamesh's explanation of what the Grail and the Holy Grail War is, or was, from Fate Zero. I mean, it was explained in Fate Zero, more or less, and Gilgamesh is just reiterating it here, because, people can watch Unlimited Blade Works first. So obviously Gilgamesh needs to go over that same old info dump, similar to how the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes was info dumping the basics of the Holy Grail War, much like the first episode of Fate Zero, because people might choose to watch this one first, so you need that scene setting, that world building. But even with the reiteration, I still don't get it. So the Holy Grail was corrupted at some point by something, I don't know. I still don't get how after he cut the Grail in half, Saber annihilated the Grail. I don't know why it was still pouring out mud. Shouldn't the Grail have been severed? Shouldn't the connection to... I don't even know what that portal is. Where does that portal lead to? What is that portal connected to? Just what is that portal? Alright, is that portal the representation of the inside of the Grail? Like, I still don't know what the hell that portal represents. I don't know where it comes from. And I don't know what all that fucking red-black goo coming out of it is. That still makes no sense to me. All I know is, from what Gilgamesh told me, the Grail is corrupted and its contents represents essentially hell on earth. It's like destruction is hidden inside that Grail. And he wants to open it and pour it all over the fucking planet and just wipe out humanity of all of its disgusting sheeple society and all of its useless, worthless, money-sucking thoughts. I'm okay with that. I'm not too against that if Gilgamesh decides to do that. He's not lying. Today's society is just filled full of useless people, and there's too many of them, and he needs to weed them out. And Archer's dead. That's it. Archer died just about as fast as Lancer did. I mean, these servants, man, they don't hang around long. Or maybe it's just my memory of Fate Zero's faded, but the Fate Zero, at least their servants, some of the servants that faded away had a little bit more dragged out fading. I think. I can't remember from the top of my head, but from the top of my head, these Unlimited Bladeworks servants, man, they just get axed off in an instant. No sentiment, just no grieving, no goodbyes. They just get chopped, and then that's it. They're gone. So Archer's gone. So sad. I don't even want to go into it. Okay, so Archer, he eventually realized that his dream wasn't a mistake by, you know, remembering the young Shiro and how determined he was at wanting to save the world. Archer finally just, all right, fine, I'll believe you. Okay, you do what you want, Shiro. Okay, maybe it wasn't that bad after all, the journey to becoming a hero. And maybe the end result wasn't that great, but at least the path along the way, you still look pretty bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So fine, you go live out your life. I'm done here. And then next thing you know, Gilgamesh is like, right, you guys done talking? Yeet! Dead. Right, get off the screen. My time to shine now. Oh, right. And the final moment. Shinji's dead. Shinji fucking, although granted it was pretty gruesome, all right, but thank fuck that stupid bastard's dead. He's now mutated into this disgusting abomination. His body's been split wide open, birthed out this plague spawn of Nurgle. And yeah, thank fuck he's dead, alright? This time, I'm glad there's a character like Shinji that just gets fucking killed, okay, like that, and no fucks given about him. I mean, granted, I would have liked a slow, painful death for Shinji because of how much I hate him, but seeing his body just get abominated like that and ripped open apart with that festering, bulbous, you know, pus-like bubonic plague coming out from his innards, I'm content, I'm content. Guys, that's all of my thoughts for episode 21 of Unlimited Bladeworks. I hope you've enjoyed my reaction. If you have, leave a like down below, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon so that you always be kept up to date with all of my activities here on YouTube. Do the same thing for my other 2 YouTube channels. Links are given right down there alongside all of my social media network links, guys. Click on all of them. Join my community. Join the Discord server. Join the family. All right. Also, join my Patreon if you want to unlock my full, uncut, unedited reactions that you'll not find anywhere else. You're just going to have to settle for the censored and filtered highlight reel on YouTube, I'm afraid. For as little as $1.99, you can already start unlocking my full library of uncut, unedited reactions. And you also be directly supporting me in my pursuit to becoming a full-time content creator, guys. All right? And to all of my existing patrons that are supporting me right now, again, super thank you for all the support, for all the backing. Much love. All right? You guys are awesome. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon for episode 22 of Unlimited Bladeworks. And until then, catch you later.